Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, retired librarian, your homeschool mom. This is Topaz. No, he did not do this. That was brother. So, just as a piece of information, my old calico Kendra, who used to sit in my lap, passed. She was 16 on, this is the 28th, so she passed on the 26th. Kidneys failed. And in replacement, at least to an extent, on Saturday, I went to the Humane Society and got this one. This is formerly known as Hayes, now known as Topaz, and his brother Fizz, now known as Turquoise. And then today, me and my daughter went to our local pet shelter and picked up a little black and white kitty by the name of Bella. Bella's far more social. Topaz here, and particularly his brother is terrified. We're only at the shelter for like a couple of weeks, so these guys are still pretty scared. But I have him in my lap right now because I don't want him running off. His brother's currently hissing. That's where these came from. And that's for trying to deal with Turquoise. Okay, so let's get on to the point of this video, despite the scratching of the tiny Siamese looking mutt cat here. Topaz, stay put. So what we're reviewing tonight is a You Choose story for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It is an interactive fairy tale adventure by Jessica Gunderson and illustrated by Sabrina Miramon. So in this story, you can be a couple different characters here. So you are Agent Snow working for the Good Prince in a futuristic world, stepmother searching for your runaway stepdaughter Snow, or to live in the Arctic with your 7 loyal dogs. So in the first story, there's like a conflict and almost war between the evil queen and Prince Charming. Snow and her partner Hunter are said to look for this like Apple-like computer thing that's supposed to be able to set off a bomb. And so you go through a variety of different things. Hunter turns out to be a double agent. And if you do certain things, you get captured. If you do other things, you still get captured. Then you find robot dwarves who help you. And if you pick the right things, you eventually are able to capture the computer and with the help of the dwarves. So that's a cute kind of story. Then we have, and I think I can't remember which one it was that did this similar, where you have it was Rapunzel, where you have the story, in this case of the stepmother. Now this is a modern tale where stepmother, after their parents split, she decides to stay with her stepmother, but then is unhappy because she doesn't think she's pretty enough, and she's obsessed with certain rock and roll, and you do different things, and it either ends with you guys forgiving each other or her going off to some boarding school paid for by her dad kind of thing. So, and then the last one is the Arctic tale, where you're somebody else, and Snow is a meteorologist who you admire, and you deal with both giant evil queen of all blizzards and a band of thieves called the Hunters. So they're mixing in things, and depending on what you do, you either find her or she finds you, one way or the other, and you deal with these thieves. So they're all 3 very interesting stories, and again, there's multiple ways you can go through each one. I like these because it puts particularly kids, and this is definitely more toward the middle, I would say late elementary, it puts them in charge, and you have a book that has 3 different stories with a variety of different ways you can go through it. So it can be very, very fun. So I definitely enjoyed reading this. I enjoyed reading the one on Rapunzel. I definitely enjoy the modern rendition with the stepmother here. So they definitely take different routes. So, and this one actually has history in the back where it talks about as I had mentioned in a previous video with the Resurrectionist, about how the story of Snow White, one is very, very old and very common in Germany, but it's loosely based on possibly two different nobilities. One who was in love with Philip II, who eventually married Mary Queen of, not Mary Queen of Scots, Mary Tudor. But he had fallen in love with this other girl, and she died under suspicious circumstances, even though they were planning to marry, because his family and her family did not approve. The other one was based on possibly another girl who ran away from her stepmother and went into the woods and met up with some miners. So, it can be. And then it talks about how there's different Snow White stories all around the world, which I think we've touched on a couple of those. So, that is the end of this video. Hopefully you'll see more of here. Again, this is Topaz. Hopefully you'll see more of the other two. I think Bella's running around because Bella's very social and the boys are just not. So, and enjoy if you ever see a Calico in previous videos. My sweet Calico. I still miss her, but we had the babies, and we have three other cats, so we are now up to 6. So, I will be finishing up, actually, I think this is the last Snow White video, so we'll be moving on to Sleeping Beauty on Friday. So, like what you see, like and subscribe if you like what you see. Leave a positive comment if you have one, and we will be moving in to Sleeping Beauty next month. Thank you.